Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gear Up with Gregg. My name is Cam, and I will be your host for today. In this episode, we're going to be talking about plastic containers. At Gregg's, we carry some of the most popular designs in the plastic industry, like these round or cylindrical plastic bottles. These can be used for hundreds of different applications, including storing oil, lubricants, concentrated product, and cleaners. They also feature optional lids depending on your needs. For example, if you were to fill this 4-ounce container with a lubricant you use to fix squeaky parts while on the job site, you could pair it with a Yorker cap with red tip, making your application process much more precise and that much easier. Polylock dispenser cap is also a great option for controlled application or dispersal of a product like concentrated car wash, where you would require a heavier but accurate flow of liquid. If you don't require any of the fancier lids I mentioned, we also carry a standard lined cap that would be useful in most applications. These bottles come in sizes 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 250 milliliters, 500 milliliters, and 1 liter, so there's sure to be a size that would work for you. Now, you may be wondering why you would need to buy plastic containers when the products you usually buy come in one. Well, here at Gregg's, we like to deal in bulk, and buying products this way usually saves you money. Problem with bulk is that carrying around a huge amount of product from job site to job site is impractical. So instead, why not invest in a couple of reusable bottles? This would allow you to take as much product as you need, and you could leave the rest of it in the back of your truck or in the shop for the occasional refill. This gives you peace of mind knowing you have an ample supply of the product, saves you money by buying in bulk, and it leads to less waste in our landfills because you are reusing the bottles rather than throwing them out. Here at Gregg's, we carry wide-mouth plastic jars, which are great for storing liquids or large quantities of small objects. There is a 1 liter version, as well as a 3.78 liter version, and they both have lids available for them. Some examples of items you could store would be smaller nuts, bolts, and screws. A great practical application and DIY for these jars is either screwing or gluing the lids of them to a shelf above your tool bench. You can then screw the jars into the lids, which allows you to hang your jars above your workbench, keeping them out of the way when working, but close enough to grab when needed. The final plastic container that we carry here at Gregg's is the oil sampler bottle. This bottle comes in 2 sizes, 600 milliliter and 1 liter, and is primarily used for collecting and transporting oil for oil analysis. So, if you wanted to get the oil tested in your car or larger scale industrial motor, you could fill one of these bottles up and you have an easily transportable, leak-free container. Oil analysis is a very important process that many oil field operations use, as the results could keep them in compliance with audits. One of the best things about the plastic containers we carry is that they are qualified and safe for food and beverage. So, if you're in a tight pinch or just want to look like a hipster, you can pack your free-range, grass-fed, gluten-free, non-GMO chicken tofu salad into it. Or you can use it to store your kale and lima bean smoothie with extra chia and almond milk. Delicious! The easiest way to identify what plastic is safe to use for food and beverage is to look at the number molded into the container. There are 7 different types of plastic, and each has different properties. The products that I just mentioned are all safe to use and won't leach dangerous chemicals. For future use, just remember that if it's a 2, 4, or 5, then it's safe. Any plastic with a 3 or 7 on it should be avoided, unless specified to be BPA-free. And anything with a 1 or 6 is safe, but is not intended for reuse. Well, that's it for today's episode, and remember, whether you need one container or hundreds, we've got the inventory to keep you covered. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to give us a call or visit our all-Canadian website at greggdistributors.ca. I'll see you next time on another episode of Gear Up with Greggs.